It's the 4th of July. Come on in. Hey, lady. How you doing? Try not to yawn, man. I didn't go to bed till 2 o'clock this morning. Got up at 4:30. Hey, Wolf. How you doing, bro? Sorry if you don't have a wrench right now. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what happened. I went in and I removed everybody that I blocked. I removed everything. I tried not to remove my moderators. I don't know. I just went in. I thought I didn't save it, and I went in and I wasn't watching what I was doing, and I hit that big X, and I hit save, and I went back. Did I just delete all my moderators? And I went in and I looked. I was like, oh my god. So I went back to yesterday's live. And I got Lady and I got YT, and I was just waiting for. I was like, whoever else comes in, I'll just get them. Hey, YT. I was like, it is what it is, I guess. I'm not trying to overload myself with a bunch of moderators this time. So I'm just trying to keep people that I really know and be done with it. Yeah, I mean, we're here to have a good time. It's not all about all that. Hey, Kitty Monty, how you doing, sweetheart? I am doing good. How about yourself, sweetie? Just heads up, long time ago I deleted Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter for a long time. I haven't been on. I just can't seem to say the right things. Every time I say something, I end up getting put in jail. Well, Wolf, I moved because of my now husband's job, and but yet my mom was sick and she lives in Kentucky, so I've been going back and forth, which is only like maybe 45 minutes. So I mean it's not too bad, but trying to get my sis to step up a little bit and take on a little responsibilities like pulling teeth, but it is what it is. You only have one mother, so it just kind it's that's the sad thing about getting old. It's like you work all your life to get to where you're supposed to enjoy life, and then you're like battling to stay out of the hospital, and it's a sad reality of things, but I guess that's just how it is. Yeah, Kitty. How's it going, Wolf? How are you doing? And how's everybody doing? Kitty, how are you doing? Oh wow. Yeah, Elon's changed a lot. I am doing super. Thank you for asking. Trying to fight off these. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not bored. I don't know why. Do Been doing the best I can. Aw, Kitty. Hope y'all have a happy 4th. Ah, I enjoy watching everybody else have fun. Since my kids have grown and got their own kids and stuff, I enjoy watching everybody else have fun. I've taken a back seat to all the festivities. So I just like watching everybody else have fun. It's raining. Yeah, you know what, Kitty? This is the first year I can say that it's not rained us out on 4th. And all the kids hope and pray that it clears up in time for the fireworks. I know there's been a couple of years that they've had to reschedule it. Canada Day, my brother and I tried watching fireworks, but we couldn't find them, so we was driving around for a while and missed it. Girl, don't they have like a bulletin or something that tells you where it's at? GPS? We do it, but we were lazy. We do, but we're lazy. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I'm going to pray that there's hope for you in the future. It's been raining with thunderstorms for 2.5 weeks straight. Lord, you might need a boat. Honey, let me tell you, I experienced something the other day that just scared the living shit out of me. And we was sitting here. Well, I was sitting here. My old man was sleeping. But I have a little side light, and I do counted cross stitch. I also crochet. I start doing gnomes, and I make wire armatures to go inside of them so they're movable. And but anyway, I was doing my cross stitch, and anyway, I have my pad beside of me because whatever I cross stitch, I mark off. And that way I can keep up with what I'm doing, especially when you're doing counted cross stitch, because I do full coverage. And so anyway, I was looking out and I heard this awful noise. And I looked up and it looked like we were being invaded by aliens. I am not lying. It looked like somebody had taken an electrical wire and it just was constantly just flickering and going off like it had been introduced to water. I mean, it was just sparking, but it was an electrical storm that we were having. I've never experienced anything like that before. I was like, oh, freaking hell. I was scared. I was so scared. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I love crocheting too. I've gotten into the origami. I love doing blankets and hats and stuff like that, but I like doing things that since the gnomes, I do a lot of gnomes. I do a lot of movable gnomes. Like I put turkeys on their heads. I mean, they're comical, whimsical. You know, I love whimsical anyway, and bees flying around their head, and I do what do you call it? Sunflower gnomes. I do everything, and I put a lot of detail in them. And yeah, at work I call them boom booms when we hear them. Yeah, it's so relaxing. It is. It is. I'll tell you one thing my son had me do. If anybody ever's watched, I don't know if I know it's a film from way back, but I know they redid it. Excuse me, my allergies are like my allergies. Every time I get on live, my allergies start acting up. It never fails. But I have like serious allergy problems, and I'm on I take every damn allergy pill. I know you're not supposed to mix them, but hell, they don't have an effect anyway. But anyway, yeah, Wolf, I knew you started doing all that. You're really good at it. But what was I talking about? Oh, the human centipede. He sent me this message, and somebody had crocheted 3 doll armatures, crochet doll armatures, and they didn't have any features or anything, but they were all like attached to each other's rectums. So I made a stoner Care Bear for myself. Aw. Man. Anyway, he said, "Mom, make this," and I'm like, I thought he was just fucking yanking my chain, like what? I'm like, who in the hell would want 3 dolls, asshole? Sucking ass, man. You know what I mean? What the fuck? What is it? What kind of conversational piece is that? So I was like, all right, buddy. I was like, are you sure that's what you want? And he was like, yeah. So I mean, I cheeked them out and everything, man. I fucking buffed them up, cheeked them out. They was really sucking some ass on this bitch. And I even had like drops of shit. I'm like, boy, when somebody comes into your house, they're not going to have to ask what they're doing. They're literally sucking shit for dinner. That is, and just making it I just was gagging. I was just the thought of it. Just, and I got to look and you have to look at pictures for references and just, just, they look like they had like white sumo thongs on, like the white things that go around the waist, and they look like they was just sucking ass for real, man. They was just like up in there. Oh God. They did. So then I made the one. Well, I made them all look like they were like in pain, wincing, and because you have to learn to take your string and run it in between both eyes and run it down like in underneath the chin and pull it down to make expressions. In the same way with the ass and belly buttons, you have to do like what they call a puff stitch, but it's in reverse to make it look like a belly button. And you can do the same thing to make an ass crack, but you have to take the top part of it and pull it down to make it look like an ass, to make the cheeks. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. And I cheeked them out. And the front part, the first one, I squinted his eyes and made him look like he was moaning in pain. What's that face expressions of shocking? And look, I don't know. You can either go for a porno or you can go for it was painful or pleasurable. I don't know what it is. I guess this depends on the kind of the frame of mind you got, whether or not you want to know if it was like if it is. Anyway, the proctologist Care Bear on stand. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, I bought Velcro and I put it on their anuses and their mouths so they can switch them out and put them in different positions. I can't. You can take them apart and you can like put them missionary style. I mean, I'm like, all right, you want some freaky shit? I'll give you some freaky shit. You can put them all three on their knees, sucking ass, or you can take them apart and you can do whatever you want with them. I mean, you know how guys are when they get in parties and shit or doing whatever. You know what I mean? Kinky dolls. Let's see their pee-pee. I didn't put any appendages on them, thank God. Oh God, my grandson. He lives with my son because his mother is a fucking losing, tramping ass bitch. But anyway, we won't go there. The old fucking slow riding, pole humping heifer that she is. Anyway, we won't go there. Smells like KY jelly. That's her perfume. But anyway, he come in here. He said, "Mama, what is that?" And I was preparing him. I was like, "Baby, now look." You're going to see these at Daddy's house. I said, it's just a movie. Don't pay no attention to it. It ain't to be scary. It's just dolls. I was just like trying to prepare him, you know? So you can only lift 50 pounds. You're supposed to be able to lift half your weight. What is that saying? You're supposed to lift half your weight? Well, I'm just screwed the fuck out of luck. Let me tell everybody something. I was doing so good on my weight loss journey. Let me tell you. Now, I'm not the one for bullshitting and blowing smoke up people's ass. I was doing so good. For 2 years, I was doing good. Doing so good. Well, 3 years, I was doing good. Then I found out some news. Was it a year and a half ago? A year ago? A while back. And I was just like, I just gave the fuck up. And I was just like, what the, it was just a hard pill to swallow. And I was just like, what the hell, I mean, what the hell? And it explains a lot of things that happened. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I was misdiagnosed all my life. And it was something that I understand, it puts a lot of things in perspective. And if anybody knows me, truly knows me, I have a hard time expressing myself. Sometimes my brain doesn't want to work with my mouth, but you give me a keyboard and like that all goes away. You know what I mean? It's like it's like my fingers do the walking. And it's like I'm a totally different person when I'm typing. But when I'm speaking, it's like my mouth doesn't want to cooperate. And I've always had a hard time with a lot of things. I've always been introverted and just, you know what I'm saying? And YouTube's really brought me out in a lot of ways. But but it does explain a lot of my childhood and stuff. But I'm just going to go out and tell everybody. I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is part of it's on the spectrum. It's autism. And when I got diagnosed a little over a year ago, it was something hard for me to understand. And it was because I had, I didn't know how to handle that. It was just like, this disbelief, which it did explain a lot, and why I was so quirky, and I was so not very agile, as I would say. I was klutz all my life. I was a tiptoe walker when I was a baby. I still have moments to where I still rock. I rocked my crib every night until my mom and dad had to tighten my bolts up in my crib. I was always sensitive to smells and touches and taste and textures, and just a lot of things made sense, and I've always said inappropriate things at inappropriate times, and I never knew when to cut off a conversation. I never knew, when to, like my kids' friends would come over and say, "Your mom will talk your leg off." I tried to leave 1,000 times, and she just, I just don't understand social cues, and really put a lot of things in perspective for me. And everybody calls me weirdo and made fun of me, and even in YouTube people just didn't get me, and thought I was a little off on the weird side, but my loyalties always lied with, and I always tried to do the right thing. And but it also got me in trouble too, because when I fought with everything that I had. And but I fought too hard, and I come out the gate swinging, not thinking of other people's feelings, and it got me in a lot of situations, and I'm not proud of. But you know, oh, thank you, Wati. And I always felt like I was the odd man out, and I always had to put on a face that I was somebody that I wasn't, and I felt like that I was being fake, you know, like try to be this hard ass person all my life, and that's the way I was always presumed to be, and I felt like that's the way everybody wanted me to be, because I was always the quiet person, but if you poked a bear, I would always come out rawr, you know what I mean? And people would be like, every time they had problems, they'd always come to me, and I felt like that's the way I always had to be, you know what I mean? And but I really didn't want to be that way, but I always wanted to make people happy. So but now I'm living for me, and I'm not trying to make anybody happy but myself. So I'm going to therapy. I'm going to see a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist. And I'm learning to understand that my brain works differently than a lot of things. Happy 4th, Philip. Some people are not worth fighting for. They pretend to be your friend, but in reality, so many of my past clients were misdiagnosed. Yes, and I live on a schedule. That's the reason why whenever I was doing YouTube, I'll be like, look, I got to get off here. I've got to have. That's what makes my life run is a schedule. It's like I get up at a certain time every day. That's what makes me run. It's what makes me tick. And you know, I could never, like whenever I was growing up, I would never be able to get myself out of trouble. I'd always be the last one. I would always be the one sitting in the principal's office. I would be the one because I would never. They would say, "Ange, you're not taking up for yourself." I tried taking up for myself. It was just I couldn't express myself the way I wanted to. And whenever I speak and I try to tell a story, there's not enough words in the English language because I want to paint this vibrant. I want to get into so much detail. It takes me forever just to tell a story. I'm very I want to get into it, you know what I mean? So, and if I lose you, I lose you, and if I'm boring, I'm boring. It is what it is. And but anyway, enough about me. And it seems like I want to talk about myself a lot, and I'm not trying to be conceited or anything, but I don't know why it always goes back to that. I don't know why I do that, but it's not that I'm trying to be like I'm more important than anybody else. That's not. I suggest everybody does that. Yeah. Take care. Nice to see you again. See, Braden wants my attention, so I have to go. But it was good hearing from you. All right, Kitty. Thank you for coming in, sweetheart. I appreciate it. But anyway, yeah. But on a brighter note, I'm learning to deal with it and, you know, trying to take trying to look at life a little bit differently. And I always get rid of people if I need to, but I don't attack them afterwards. I just move on from it, but I don't. But I do that if I have to. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. But you know what? I called people DTDs and retards and all this other stuff, and in the same sense, I was kind of like in that same category. And I wouldn't say that I was a retard or anything like that. You know what I mean? But or anything like that. But that's how I felt when I found out until I really got the aspect of what was going on, and now I think differently. I'm like, I'm not a retard. Those peoples aren't like that. You know what I mean? And shame on me for thinking like that. I shouldn't have never thought like that. So I should have never had that kind of mentality, thinking like that. Live more as long as I can. Yeah. But anyway, trying to get back on the brighter side of life. Um, Talking about, has anybody noticed that these damn what do you call it, scams and scammers are getting worse and worse? Like phone scams and everything else going on. Like if anybody looks back on my old well, not the channel, there's an old video on there of where I convinced IRS scammer that I had been in jail for murder. Anyway, there was this one person that was telling me he had called and asked me if I wanted help. They were going to reimburse me for for electric. They were going to help me with my electric, and telling me that I had paid with a card and all this other stuff. And I don't pay with a card. I always pay with cash. So I was like, yeah, I got your number, buddy. So anyway, I was like filling them out, playing along with it. And finally, I guess he kind of got hip to what I was, laying down. And so anyway, he started kind of like getting abusive, telling me that they always go back to that, insults, like high school insults. And no, I didn't get that far, Wolf, but I was asking too many questions, so they knew that I was hip to what was going on. But anyway, he told me that I was just mad because he fucked my mom, and I was like, well, I wished you would, because I like I was telling my nurse practitioner, or my nurse, this the other day, and we both laughed in the office, and she said, he said, what you getting mad at because I fucking your mom, or blah 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 blah. I couldn't really understand exactly what he was saying. And I was like, well, I wished you would. Maybe make her day a little bit better. I'm like, when can I pencil you in? You need to bring toys. And he didn't know what to say. He did not know what to say. I guess he thought I was going to go like, what? Like I was going to be insulted. I mean, that's like an 80s insult. I mean, society has put us to where stuff like that doesn't bother us anymore. Talk about my mama all you want. She'd probably be glad to get some shit. I'll pay for your plane ticket, bitch. Just jump on. But I mean, this is ignorant shit. You know what I mean? And telling me that they're gonna fuck my mama. Well, she'd probably enjoy it. She ain't had none in 10 years since her husband passed away. Only thing is she can't raise her legs above her head anymore. Y'all just gonna have to get inventive. And named either Mark, Mike, or Mary or Susan. Yeah, Ethan. Yeah, I'm making. what kind of bug is it? You know what? We had to put a freaking light outside and spray. We had to get an exterminator come spray our house. Every time I would come in, girl, I was freaking out because I had we had an infestation in the springtime. These damn stink bugs. They would, I guess they were attracted by the light. They would, at dusk, them motherfuckers, I was like, okay, I'm going to be nice to the earth and just throw it back outside. Bitch would climb back on you and fucking come back in. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because every time I turn around, there'd be one in my fucking hair. I'm like, no, because I'd be like going around, la, 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 la. And my husband would be like, hey, hold still. And I would freeze like, oh, what? You know? That's the worst words that anybody can ever tell you is like, hold still. I mean, can you imagine? Hold still. It's like a fucking Indiana Jones movie. Hold still. Oh, they will eat your shit. They eat your plants. They get an infestation. You got to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. Especially in the spring and the fall. And if you got leaves, get rid of them because they love dampness. Damp. So yeah, we got spraying and making sure that we had everything dried out, everything. I hate them things, you know. And then our air conditioner wasn't pulling like it's supposed to before we could get a new one. So we had a window unit in, and our totes that were in the alley. Everybody has their totes in the alley here, and the city that we live in, every street has a back alley. So every 2 streets has a back alley. So you put your totes in the back of your house. Well, that's where my freaking air conditioner was at. Well, we started getting all these big ass green shit flies coming in the freaking house. It was like, what the fuck? Why are we getting all these fucking flies? It was like a fucking swarm. And I was getting like all these things to kill them and everything else, and it wasn't working. And I didn't understand what was going on. We was cleaning out the tote. We was bleaching it down. We was doing everything, and it still wasn't working. And I just didn't understand. Well, if I was taking care of mine, but my neighbor wasn't taking care of theirs, I mean, it wasn't going to do no good. And come to find out, they were going inside the air conditioner coming in. Fucking ridiculous. So anyway, we ended up spraying the inside of the air conditioner, which this is a laugh. We forgot to turn the air conditioner off, and I got a face full of fucking bug spray, which, you guys, it's not fun. I thought I was having a heart attack. I turned blue, plaid, purple, everywhere. It was awful. I thought I was dying. I didn't think I was going to catch my damn breath. I thought we was going to have to call poison control. It was ridiculous. I thought if anything could go wrong, it's going to go wrong. It was ridiculous. And I already have lung problems as it is. I have all my life. And I thought if it could happen, it's going to happen to me. And I was like, oh my God. So anyway, I couldn't breathe, and I was doing my inhaler, and I was like having panic attacks and everything else. And I think it was more in my head than it was anything, because I have panic and anxiety like really, really bad anyway. And Lord, thank God I finally come out of it. But it was ridiculous. I live next to trashy neighbors. I want to get away from. Yeah, I think everybody has trashy neighbors at times, but I think that you have to do certain things every day in order to keep your house clean. Like me, since I have hardwood floors, I got like a dust mop and I have to run it across my floors every day. And I got one of these, what do you call them? Oh, it's kind of like a Dyson. It's a dry wet mop. It's like it rolls and it vacuums and cleans at the same time. And I only do that once a week, really good. You know what I mean? But then every day I do the dry mop, the wet, the wet, not the wet mop, but the dry mop. I sweep every day, and then I dust once a week, and I do baseboards and everything. I move out all the furniture and everything. I just don't like cobwebs and shit. I just don't like. I do what people would do once a year, like spring cleaning. I do once a week. And it's not OCD. It's just that I have allergies and I just don't want to breathe that shit in. You know what I mean? And once a week I spray down my whole shower and everything down with bleach or whatever. Let it set overnight. Clean it. But then I have something that I just every day. You just look around, spot clean, do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Toilets and stuff like that. I mean, it's just stuff that you do to keep your stuff clean. Can't be a lazy person and have a house. It just doesn't work that way. They also smoke weed too, so they got mad at me for doing the same thing. Lord, girl. So I wish bad on them. I don't wish bad on anybody anymore, because I would, anything that you do out in the universe, you're basically setting yourself up. You know what I mean? And I believe that what you do, what you set yourself up for, comes back to you. You know what I mean? And it could be karmic. So be careful with that, YT. Yeah, isn't that hypocrisy? Yep, it is. Right, Wolf. I think they wanted to get back for reporting their dog biting me in my own property. Lord, you would think that we would make them more mellow. God, I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you something that's sad is my daughter's deceased husband. When he passed away, his sister passed away the day before him a year ago. Well, not quite a year ago. It will be a year in September. And that's scary, because that was really weird, that how that happened. And she had a new baby at the time. And fentanyl is getting out of hand here. And they're putting that crap. Be careful. I hope you're only getting it from dispensaries, because if you're buying your weed on the street, they're lacing that everywhere you go. Fentanyl and crack cocaine. So be careful who, make sure it's clean. She died from smoking a joint. It was laced with fentanyl. I only do stores. Only thing I'll buy online is Volcano vape. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Hey, Missy, how you doing, sweetie? What you doing? How you doing? I don't want to take up everybody's um fourth. I just thought I'd get on here, say hi. What you doing? Housework and relaxing. Yeah, I'm waiting for a delivery, so yeah. Oh, I didn't finish saying what I was gonna say about my weight loss shit. Um I got sidetracked. I'm always like all over the place with my thoughts. I hate that. But anyway, I ended up where I was doing good losing weight, had lost a lot of weight. And when I found out about my diagnosis with autism, I put on a good amount of weight again. So now I'm like back on that back on the weight loss journey again. I'm really disappointed in myself. It can get away from you before you know it. Um I'm like I quit dyeing my hair again. I quit doing a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not an ugly woman, but I mean, you could do things to make yourself pretty. There's makeup, there's certain things, you know what I mean. But your genuine self, people can say that you're like catfishing, doing this and doing that, or doing whatever. It is what it is. But I probably got more gray hair than a crypt keeper, which I don't give a shit at this point. I'm just trying to get my mind right. I don't care what people think about me anymore. I'm tired of people saying, oh, Big Ange is a fat ass, Big Ange is this, Big Ange is that. I don't care. Let them think what they got to think. I don't care what they think. I know what my potential is. I know what I can look like, and that's immaterial bullshit. I'm tired of concentrating on what I'm not. Trying to live in a reality that people don't judge me. You know, I'm tired of trying to make myself be what people think is normal, and you know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm tired. That shit is just so exhausting. You can't make everyone happy like that. You make yourself miserable. Definitely, definitely. You make my, you know, just like just like my husband tells me, with all the makeup and all the hair paint and all this other shit, take all that away or whatever. I'm still me. He didn't fall in love with that. He fell in love with my personality because he thinks I'm funny as fuck, and he thinks that I'm a genuine person, and he just loves my personality, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? And you know, I think Mama Goonie is funny. I've never heard of her. There's so many people on here that I've never even heard of. Uh, and, you know, I'm tired of living up to what people's expectations are. You know, I'm going to be me, and they can call me fat. They can call me old. I'm 50 years old. I'm tired. I've deserved my right. If I want to get out, if I get out and I get a fucking pain in my chest because I'm stepping on my fucking tits, that's my goddamn business. You know what I'm saying? Because if my tits are hanging to my knees, I bore 4 children. I've been through hell and back. If I don't feel like putting on a fucking bra for the day and I turn around and I knock a squirrel plumb out because my tit went one way and the other one went the other, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. They can suck my ass till it's dry. They can suck my ass to where I'm constipated for a fucking year. I don't care. Sorry, some items on your Walmart order weren't available. Well, it's fucking always the same old shit. I wonder what it was. But anyway, that's just how I think about things anymore. Well, they do, YT, they do. Especially these 50-year-old women that trying to get these attention from these men are trying to be the most beautiful people in the world. And they got to understand something. Look, our day's over. It's over. I mean, you can be look, we can be voluptuous 50-year-old women if we choose to. But we're still got wrinkles and we still got this and no amount of Botox unless you're like drinking baby blood, which God forbid if you are, you know what I mean? Or doing all these damn rituals and selling your soul to the devil, you're going to get old. We just might as well admit it, accept it, and move on. You know? We're at the top of the hill and we're getting ready to go down it. You know what I mean? We're not 20, 30, and we're not in our 40s anymore. Our face is going to start sagging. And, I mean, we're going to need a lot of tape to hold that shit up. We're going to start looking like droopy. We're going to have jaws like a fucking like a fucking bulldog. Hound dog. I mean, we're going to be going, I mean, you know, it is what it is. True, Wolf. True. You know what I mean? I ain't even worried about it. I ain't worried about it no more. Call me what you want. Call me fat, call me ugly, call me whatever you want. But when you get 50, post a picture because I want to see what you look like. You know, it is what it is. Anybody can put on a push-up bra, dye their hair, put, you know, retinol on their face or do whatever they do, which I've never had to do that because my face has always been full. If I ever lost weight, I'd probably look like God. Can you imagine? All that drogy skin or whatever it is. That's what saved me is my weight, I think, from looking older than what I could look like. And I don't go out in the sun, so you have to protect your skin at all costs, and not smoke and all that other stuff. There's a lot of things that age you quicker than just normal aging. You just got to be careful what you put in your body, you know. But anyway, I'm regardless of that about getting old. Regardless, there's no excuse about the weight gain. You know, I still gotta get that weight back down again, and because I need to be healthy regardless of whether I'm getting old or not. I Have to get healthy. Happy 4th. Happy 4th, Betty. Hi, Betty. Yep. We're going to have, regardless, have to get that weight down again. So I'm back on the track. But I can do it. If I did it before, I can do it again. It's just always hell. But you just have to learn a new relationship. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I wish everybody a happy 4th. I'm sorry if everybody come in when they did and I'm getting ready to get off. I'm hoping that in the later on, whenever I get caught up with my crocheting, because I promised my daughter some gnomes, because I do their beards individually and I make it look like a real beard and stuff. But when I get them brushed out and everything and put and placed on and all that stuff, I want to start doing some panels. And I just want to make it fun and laugh. I don't know if anybody wants to do that or not. I always want to have fun and laugh and do jokes and stuff like that, That's what I want to lean towards. I mean, it don't take much to cuss somebody out, The real ability is to make people laugh. If you've got that, then you've got something. You know what I mean? Oh, you're not? Good girl. We'll have to do one. Oh, you're fine, YT. I know that, honey. But anyway, we'll talk about it later on. Maybe me and Ange can get together and do something. Cussing people out can be funny as hell. Ask Lady, she tell you I'm a riot. Yeah, cussing people out can be, but it also hurts feelings too, Missy. And it, if they deserve it, I say go for it. You know what I mean? If they come in and if somebody come in and was trolling me or whatever, don't get it twisted. They probably will be leaving with their fucking tail between their legs, because I won't be putting up with too much shit. If they want to come in and say some stupid shit, let them say what they got to say. But if they push my buttons too much, everybody knows how I am. So it is what it is. Yeah. Right, lady. Right. But I'm trying to gear it to a different thing, but the tongue lashings is still on standby. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, I love everybody. Good night. Happy 4th. Happy 4th.